quick questions for you. In an ideal world, how many Star Wars series a year would you like to see on Disney Plus?
Only the ones that are really good.
But I mean, like, do you like? Because I'm not sure how it all comes. Like, is it where you're thinking 3 series a year, 4 series a year?
We don't really think about it that way because I'm not kidding when I say that we talk about things in terms of story and the people involved and arriving at a place where we think it's going to be great and that we should move forward. So even though we have a certain mandate around a slate where we're being asked to maybe do, 1 or 2 a year, we wouldn't do that if we didn't feel we were ready.
Sure.
So that's the way we look at it.
Yesterday, you guys announced 3 features that are in development.
Yeah.
When do you think is the soonest a new Star Wars movie will be in
Another
theaters?
interesting way of looking at it. I've gotten a variety of creative ways in which people have asked me for release dates.
Oh, I actually don't want to know the date. I just do you think 2025 is realistic?
Well, stop it.
I'll move on to a different question. Okay. There we go. So with the movies that you guys announced yesterday, how much are you thinking about these as standalone films? And how much are you thinking about these in the development process as an upcoming, what could be a trilogy, like with Rey?
It's interesting that you say that because we really are looking at these as ways in which people can enter Star Wars from different places and not feel the burden of, oh God, I got to catch up with everything that's been made before. So we don't really talk about it in terms of trilogies per se. We talk about it as stories. Obviously, what Rey is doing is a carryover of what George created and what we carried on with. And what we're doing with the other movies will be separate stories, but they will have a connection. The connection is really the overarching story of the Jedi. That's what we're looking at.
I asked, you've obviously seen Indiana Jones.
Yes.
I cannot wait for this movie. And for some reason, stories about runtime do very well for us. So I'm curious, how long is Indiana Jones?
Seriously?
I'm being completely honest with you.
Are you kidding?
No, these people work, they do really, really well.
Wow.
I swear to you, when fandom gets, I'm not lying to you. This is a real thing. So I was curious.
All right, so it's around 2 hours and 23 minutes. Because runtime seems to be a hot topic, then I will say that the early movies were shorter.
Sure.
They were under 2:15. But I think we talked about that quite a bit, so now I see why maybe they're interested in this. But as you know, with runtime, it's all about how you feel, right? So if you're sitting in a movie and it feels long, you're like,
But 220 is not a long movie.
No, we're not dealing with a long movie.
Yeah, by the way, I love the Batman. Batman's 3 hours.
Yeah.
I could watch a 4-hour version of that movie.
Yeah. No, and you know what I think? I think is the reason this is interesting is because long form storytelling is becoming something that we like in the streaming space,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So I think it might be that it's some kind of carryover from that. But God knows, I have to say this year there were so many 3-hour plus movies that I felt like I wasn't getting any work done trying to see them.
Some of those 3-hour movies need to be shorter.
Yes.
And some
are fine.
And some, like The Batman, is an example.
Well, let's give people like David Lean and Stanley Kubrick credit. They did that too. So if it's good and it's high quality, then bring it on.